And now, distinguished guests, please direct your attention to the entrance as we mark the official start of the show. Join us in welcoming two visionary leaders who have made this extraordinary collaboration between Bugatti and Binghatti possible. Let's have a warm round of applause as we welcome the two CEOs, Mate Rimac from Bugatti Rimac and Mohamed Binghatti from Binghatti. These two visionaries have been at the forefront of shaping the industries they represent, inspiring countless individuals with their vision, leadership, and a relentless pursuit of excellence in their reflective fields. Please join us once again in extending a warm welcome to Mate Rimac, CEO, Binghatti Rimac, and Mohamed Binghatti, CEO, Binghatti. And now, distinguished guests, we request you all to please rise for the national anthem. Tonight, we launch not an architectural tour de force. We launch an elevated way of life. But where did this journey begin? Here's a behind-the-scenes look into the collaboration between Bugatti and Binghatti, two legendary brands that inhabit a world where luxury, artistry, and innovation unite.
Bugatti is about so much more than just our range of hypercars. Our founder Ettore Bugatti has applied this vision to everything in his life, and that's the experience of French luxury that we want to open up to a broader audience. Ever since my childhood, I was always inspired by the automotive industry. I always thought such an industry was so far ahead of its time in terms of providing products that are so well designed, so well executed, and really portrayed the power of a brand philosophy. And I think the collaboration with a brand like Bugatti offers the ultimate opportunity to see how far ahead we can get in an industry like real estate by taking inspiration and learning from leading brands such as Bugatti. I think if anybody can choose to work with somebody, you want that partner to be like-minded, where Mohammed Binghatti and his family have created the iconic brand for real estate in Dubai, having the same kind of view on perfection and design and even the appreciation for the automotive side, and then bringing their view of the real estate and especially the aspect of Dubai to the table to translate our vision, to translate Ettore Bugatti's views and the perfection that he has always tried to translate in his product in the right way for the first Bugatti Residence project. There's a very similar story to how both brands came to life, a very rooted heritage. Both started off as family businesses. Both brands have a similar story or chronology or narrative, and I think the ultimate vision that both brands are trying to achieve in their respective sectors are very similar, and that is a story of redefining the rules of the game. And I think there's a lot of synergy in such visions, because you see brands like Bugatti redefining the entire automotive industry through a very clear brand philosophy, through iconic design, through unprecedented and unparalleled performance. And I think that's exactly what Binghatti is trying to achieve in the real estate industry. Today, Dubai has become an international hub for innovation and creativity. Dubai has become a safe haven for people to enjoy their wealth, for people to invest in, for people to live and work in. And I believe this lends itself to the prudent vision that the leadership of the United Arab Emirates and Dubai have provided for such a magnificent city. Well, you should think about what we are doing with our cars. It's basically being visionary and being bold. And who is more bold and visionary than Dubai? What has happened there over the last decades is incredible. So combined with this very visionary approach for innovation, but also for luxury, we believe it's the perfect place for us to start. We had hours and hours of conversations on how to bring the French Riviera in the heart of Dubai, thinking of how to emulate this experience through things or senses like visual senses, touch, smell. You know, we even got to the extent of discussing what sort of landscape and what sort of flora and fauna we use within the project to bring in this French Riviera heritage into the project, and to really build an authentic experience for the users of the project. It was very important for us to build something that is completely incomparable with all the surroundings. They are very much in line with our vision and our approach, and Binghatti, and especially the CEO, Mohammed Binghatti, have a very good appreciation for automotive design, for luxury, and how to apply that to real estate. Binghatti and Bugatti share the same values, bringing perfection to the project to create an architecture icon that will bring also the feeling of French luxury and the French Riviera to the heart of Dubai in the Middle East. Developing the architectural language of the exterior, the organic contours and the infinite fluidity and the forces that express themselves on the exterior facade, while reflecting a very similar spirit within the interiors and building this incomparable exotic feel, one that you would experience in a resort. When we first started to work on the design of the building, we wanted to make sure it's not a literal translation of some design elements of Bugatti cars into the building. We wanted to reflect Bugatti design DNA in the contours and lines and in the organic form of the building. We were obsessed with this idea because we wanted to create an incomparable experience in the heart of the city, one that is so exotic, one that is so evocative for all people entering the project. As Ettore said, if comparable, it's no longer Bugatti. And that's exactly what we want to apply also to Bugatti Residences, making it truly unique and Bugatti.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to welcome on stage two visionary entrepreneurs, two giants in their respective industries. Mohammed Binghatti, whose dedication to architectural excellence, technological innovation, and iconic design has shaped the skyline of Dubai. and Mate Rimac, the driving force behind Bugatti Rimac, a brand that has redefined automated engineering, luxury, and speed. Please join us in welcoming Mohammed Binghatti and Mate Rimac.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سيداتي، آنساتي، سادتي، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، وأهلا بكم جميعا في هذا الحدث العظيم الذي سيسجل في التاريخ. وأود أن أبدأ بحمد الله وشكره والثناء عليه، حيث أننا لم نكن لنصل لما وصلنا إليه اليوم لولا فضل الله علينا. وحقيقة أنا اخترت أن أبدأ اليوم باللغة العربية لغاية في نفسي، غاية مقترنة في رؤية بنغاطي منذ الصغر، رؤيتي أنا منذ أن كنت صغير. وكنت أنا دائما يوم أسافر وأخرج أنظر إلى قطاعات مختلفة، أنظر إلى الماركات العالمية من جميع القطاعات، أنظر إلى قطاع الأزياء والماركات من قطاع الساعات والسيارات الفارهة. وكنت ألاحظ أن كثير من هذه الماركات العالمية العريقة كانت تحمل اسم مؤسسيها. فكان حلمي أن بنغاطي في يوم من الأيام تسمو لتكون علامة وماركة عالمية إماراتية عربية. واليوم بفضل من الله تعالى أنا أقدر أقول أن بوجود علامة عريقة مثل بوغاتي الحمد لله وصلنا لتحقيق هذا الهدف. وأود أن أهدي هذا النجاح إلى سيدي وقائدي ومعلمي والمدرسة الريادية، سيدي صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم، نائب رئيس الدولة، رئيس مجلس الوزراء، حاكم دبي، حفظه الله ورعاه. وأود من هذا المنبر أن أؤكد أننا كشباب عربي في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة وفي دبي دار الإبداع والتميز نستطيع أن نقدم ما هو الأفضل والأبدع والأحدث والأجمل. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all today on this auspicious occasion. Tonight's occasion features a reveal that is very special and by all means profoundly incomparable. Tonight, Binghatti and Bugatti collaborate to bring you a phenomenal hyperform that depicts sheer architectural prowess in the heart of Dubai. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bugatti Residences by Binghatti. I leave you in the hands of my colleague and my friend Mate Rimac, CEO of Bugatti.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mate Rimac. I'm the founder and CEO of the Rimac Group and CEO of Bugatti Rimac. And today, proudly representing Bugatti here. Tonight, we are going to reveal something very special for you like Mohammed has briefly described. It's going to be a first for Bugatti and an important milestone in our history. Tonight with us here, we have a lot of important people. Maybe to mention some of my colleagues from from Bugatti. So we have Christophe Piachon, the president of Bugatti Automobiles and chief operations officer of Bugatti Rimac. We have Henrik Malinowski, who is the managing director of Bugatti Automobiles and the commercial director for Bugatti Rimac. Wiebke Stahl, the managing director of Bugatti International, which is our licensing arm and responsible for collaborations with other brands like Binghatti, including this project we are going to discuss here. We have Kostas Passaris, who is the regional director for Asia and Middle East and the resident of Dubai. Bodo Philipp, responsible for our German operations, and many other colleagues from Bugatti from all around Europe who are responsible for what Bugatti is today. Tonight we are going to show something very special, a first Bugatti residence project, the first in the world. But before we do that, I would like to ask Mohammed to explain us how everything started and how we got here.
Thank you very much, Matti. So, it was a sunny afternoon in the summer of 2006 when my family and I were on holiday in Europe. We were walking along the streets as we spotted this beautiful Bugatti Veyron, which happened to be passing across the street. And I still so vividly remember how its meticulously sculpted bodywork glistened under the sun as it slowly drove by. Everyone on that street was talking about it. I remember looking at my father and asking him, "How much do you reckon a car like this would cost?" He replied, "A couple of $1 million. To which I replied, being the young teenager I was back then, "How come someone would spend so much on a car?" To which he replied, "Because it's a brand and there's nothing like it." Today, almost 20 years later, it is this logic that I like to stress when I refer to Binghatti as being a brand rather than merely a real estate developer. And this is exactly the vision that Binghatti set off to explore. Since our inception, our ultimate goal has been to defy the conventional by building an authentic brand identity guided by a rooted design philosophy. And this is exactly the approach that the automotive industry has established for centuries. Today, almost 20 years later, there is nothing that feels as good than to be standing next to Bugatti and celebrating this. I always felt the real estate industry had so much more to offer than its conventional, commercially driven approach worldwide. And I always thought to myself, how can we emulate the same experience that I and everyone else on the street felt 20 years ago? And this is exactly the realization of this vision. Today is the realization of this vision. When brands such as Binghatti and Bugatti collaborate, one can only expect the incomparable. And indeed, today's reveal defies all that is comparable. For centuries, Bugatti has consistently conceived the incomparable. And tonight, two power brands collaborate to translate that narrative into the real estate world. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we bring to you an architectural tour de force that carries upon its shoulder a story of exotic heritage. Thank you very much.
It's really interesting to listen to your story about your first encounter with Bugatti, Mohammed, because I have a very similar story to tell actually. I was 16 years old, so 20 years ago. My parents took me to Berlin, and by coincidence, I saw the very first Bugatti Veyron prototype. I was obsessed with cars all my life, and still I am today. And I remember very vividly how blown away I was with what that car represented and what it was. It was already back then a very historic brand, but the brand that needed revival. It was on a bold mission to be revived at that time by the CEO of Volkswagen, Ferdinand Piëch. And what fascinates me today is understanding what happened at that time. He gave a one-sentence mission to his team. It has to be the best car in the world. It has to go 400 kilometers per hour, the first road car in the world to do that. And it has to take his wife and himself to an opera in the same day. It's one sentence, but it had such a big impact. It was repeated so many times over the decades to come by hundreds and thousands of people because that was the guiding principle. For example, you knew that you could not just take a race car and make it into a road car because yes, it had to have a lot of performance, but also it had to be comfortable. It had to have great aerodynamics, but it had to be beautiful. It had to be optimized for very high speed, but it had to have space, it had to be spacious. So that one sentence was guiding all of that in so many fields. Another example that's over 100 years old comes from our founder, Ettore Bugatti. He said, if comparable, it's no longer Bugatti. If comparable, it's no longer Bugatti. And even today, 100 years later, whenever we veer off course, we remember that sentence and it gets us back to the right path. And I find it incredible how much impact that has. So those are just two examples of our history of vision and leadership and legends, these two legends that have led us to be here where we are today. So Bugatti today is one of the world's most iconic brands, a 114-year-old brand, still setting the standards for most of the industry. And trust me when I say, we don't plan to settle for anything less in the future. Remembering the moment 20 years ago in Berlin, it feels unreal for me to stand here in front of all of you and to represent the Bugatti brand. It's just mind-blowing for me. I still, cannot imagine it sometimes. But I also like to say that the brand is so much bigger than us, each of us individually and all of us together. We are nothing more than mere gatekeepers, than mere custodians of the brand, keeping it alive and taking very good care of it for the next generation to come. We are thinking 100 years back, but also 100 years up front. Making a residence project like we are doing here today is a first for Bugatti, but be sure that we will apply all of our principles, all of our care to bring the utmost and best to the market, just like with our cars, the best of the best and incomparable.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, not only do we celebrate a remarkable project, but also the legacy that this project carries with it. In its world-class architectural finesse, Bugatti Residences by Binghatti conveys the values that the founding fathers of the brands preached for decades. When one admires a Bugatti and when one looks at a Bugatti, it is completely incomparable. And the design-led charisma at Binghatti, paired with the entrepreneurially savvy culture, reflects our commitment to always echo the views and values of our founding father of the family, Gatti. And that's where the family name comes from. Binghatti, son of Gatti. Gatti was a wise Arabian merchant, and he was known for his wise saying, إذا ما كنت راس تراك ذيل. If you are not a head, then you are most certainly a tail. His son, Hussein Binghatti, echoed the wisdom of his father. And he is known for his saying, أنا متنافس دائما مع ظلي. أنا متنافس دائما مع ظلي. I am in a constant race with my own shadow. And it is this erudite wisdom that has fueled the Binghatti vision until today. And today, as we launch a remarkable project, we revive the spirit of the founding fathers of the brand, and we remember our motto, Binghatti only competes with Binghatti.
Thinking about Bugatti, it is so much more than just our range of hypercars. It is a feeling. When you own or drive a Bugatti, it is a feeling for the perfection and the best of what humanity can offer in styling, design, craftsmanship, performance and quality. Ettore Bugatti lived by his principles in everything he did in his life. He went so far that he didn't like many things that surrounded them, so he designed them himself. He made his own pasta machine, his own cutlery. He made his own bicycle, even his own shoes. He has created an experience for his guests, friends and customers in the Chateau of Saint John in Molsheim that was so appraised by the high society at that point. They all loved that experience. And we are to this day curating that experience to our guests in the same chateau, in the same location in Molsheim. And that is something that we wanted to bring to Dubai. That authentic magic of Molsheim, and I invite you to experience it one time yourself. It's such a special place, and we want to translate that to other locations and make it available to more people, and that's what we are trying to achieve with Bugatti Residences. And we are doing the first project in Dubai. So why Dubai? I must say I have incredible admiration for what was achieved here, especially as an entrepreneur. I remember all the naysayers. Everybody can criticize, that's easy. It's impossible to become a post-oil nation or a post-oil economy. It's difficult to develop a new economy. This will never work. You heard all of that. I was also 15, 16 years ago for the first time in Dubai, and I remember how much progress was made in the last 20 years. It's truly astonishing, and it comes from my heart when I say congratulations to all of you and the leadership that was so bold and visionary to take it through despite all the naysayers. So Dubai is the epitome of vision, long-term thinking and execution. And that combines very well with our values. On top of that, it's becoming more and more a home for our customers, for Bugatti owners, who are not only buying real estate here, they are moving here, moving their center of life here, moving their families here, and their car collections. We have some of the world's biggest Bugatti collectors who are moving to Dubai. Same thing with other ultra high net worth individuals and high net worth individuals from around the world who can go anywhere in the world, but they choose to come to Dubai, which is a very good sign for us also that this is not some kind of real estate bubble, but it's here to stay and here to develop because people are moving here because they love living here. And then on top of that, we have our great partners, Binghatti, and especially Mohammed Binghatti, who was from day one a perfect match for us, especially because he understood what automotive design and quality means and how to translate that into real estate. So we are working very closely to translate the magic of Molsheim, the French Riviera, French luxury, into the heart of Dubai.
Thank you very much, Matti. That was remarkable. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome to Bugatti Residences by Binghatti.
The moment we have all been waiting for. Years from now, you will be able to tell your children and grandchildren that you were here to witness history in the making. Please do remember to turn off the flash on your phones, as the light from the flash will greatly diminish your experience of this amazing visual presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present the pinnacle of luxury and design, inspired by the undulating topography of the Côte d'Azur, bathed in refined elegance, meticulously designed and skillfully executed. This is the culmination of a historic collaboration between two uncompromising leaders of excellence. Bugatti and Binghatti present the most coveted address in all of Dubai.
Landscape of the unknown. And as pen touches paper, something unfathomable arises. This is the story of two masterminds, two creators, two legends. The story of two visionary brands destined to create the inexplicable. In an endless pursuit for excellence, Carlo, Ettore, Rembrandt, Jean, born from a dynasty of artists, a name that echoes unparalleled luxury and incomparable design. Timeless icons that last a lifetime and beyond. The brand that breaks records. Bugatti. Meanwhile, across the deserts and oceans, an analogous story is born. Descendants that took it upon themselves to uphold a mercantile legacy, driven by the anticipation of a new generation and the wisdom of an older one. Mastery and brilliance, meticulously combined to create the landmarks that roar one name, Binghatti. And now, as East and West converge, the incomparable comes to life. A hyperform that pays homage to its French heritage. A celebration of magnificence and mastery, where luxury and design entwine. Inspired by the fluidity of nature, arising from the flair of the French Riviera. Paired with exotic heritage, to form an exalted experience of living. Private retreat in the heart of the metropolis, uniting all that is remarkable. Welcome to a new era of architecture, the rise of innovation and infinite possibilities. Inspired by nature's gracefulness. Sculpted by the wind. In each detail, an echo. Calling to the spirit of the French Riviera. In every wave of its facade, a voice. Celebrating the serene oasis arising in the heart of Dubai. In a tribute to all that is extraordinary, an architectural marvel is born. A tour de force, nurtured by Bugatti's prowess and Binghatti's mastery. Exceptional, majestic, incomparable. A symphony of the unprecedented, a quintessential monument of opulence and design. Impossible. The amalgamation of art advances by Binghatti. L'Art de Vivre in the heart of the metropolis.
Bugatti Residences by Binghatti. What an incredible homage to the glorious traditions of craftsmanship and engineering excellence of the two iconic brands. Let's take a closer look.
Bugatti design DNA in the contours and lines and in the organic form of the building. We wanted to create an incomparable experience in the heart of the city, one that is so exotic, one that is so evocative for all people entering the project.
an embodiment of all that is refined and elegant. Bugatti Residences by Binghatti brings art de vivre, the French art of living, to the heart of Dubai. It is our great pleasure to invite the two CEOs, Mr. Rimatz and Mr. Binghatti, to come on stage. Now is the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Get those cameras ready to capture the two visionaries and the creation that they have so lovingly crafted. Can truly feel the excitement is in the air. In just a few moments, we will open live sales that you can be part of the iconic residence. But first, we request Mr. Rimatz and Mr. Binghatti to share a few insights into the project.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we have it, the masterpiece, Bugatti Residences by Binghatti. The rationale behind this project was to ultimately create an architecturally expressive masterpiece that could be described as incomparable in many ways. And I'd like to take a stop and focus on the slogan of the project, because that's the first way that it is effectively incomparable. L'art de vivre in the heart of the metropolis. So that translates to the art of living in the heart of the metropolis. And what that means is Bugatti Residences by Binghatti attempts to effectively juxtapose the cosmopolitan milieu in which it sits in. So we all have people who are interested to live in the most prime and luxurious part of Dubai. But it's always a similar story, or it's always a synonymous experience. It's always very metropolitan, very bustling, very energetic. And we wanted to bring in the undertones, or the resort-inspired undertones, all the way from the French Riviera and plant it in the heart of the metropolis. And that's effectively what the concept revolved around in this project in terms of lifestyle. So as you can see on the screen, we have a Riviera-inspired beach. So not a pool, but rather a beach. And yes, this is the first beach in the heart of Business Bay and downtown. The amenities that have gone into this project reflect luxury in all ways possible. The project features a VIP lounge for car collectors to have their car taken care of. You can almost think of it as a VIP, a spa for your car, effectively. Everything about this project celebrates what is great from the automotive industry. But at the same time, from an architectural perspective, we wanted to reflect a sophisticated vision and to understand the design philosophy of Bugatti and translate it into architecture for architecture's sake, rather than being literal in the translation of automotive to architecture. The project features only 182 units, and each and every unit is named a mansion. So there are two collections in this project. There is the Riviera Mansion collection, and there is the Sky Mansion Penthouse collection. The Riviera Mansion collection consists of three types. We have the two-bedroom mansions, which are named after the renowned city of Caen. We have the three-bedroom mansions, which are named after the exotic city of Saint-Tropez, and the four-bedroom mansions, which are named Monaco, effectively reverberating the exuberance of the affluent province. As we ascend higher, above and above, well, we reach the cherry on the cake. We reach the Sky Mansion Penthouse collection, and this is where it gets exciting. So 11 lucky clients will be able to effectively take their cars up with them in a car lift and have their car sitting right next to them in their living room. So again, if comparable, it's no longer Bugatti. And that's exactly the driving force behind this. The project is comprised of 46 stories, out of which 43 are residential floors. And the project screams luxury in every way and pays homage to French DNA, French luxury, and effectively demonstrates Binghatti's ability to assimilate the design philosophies of the design brief of the proficient Bugatti designers, such as art, form, technique. And we see this in the almost boundless continuum of infinite complex lines of parametrics that form the exterior envelope of the facade. And this doesn't happen only on the outside, so it was a very holistic approach. We wanted this to be very authentic inside out. So this fluidity translates itself and reverberates to the interior layouts of the project. So if we study the layouts of the project and the interiors, they very much seem like they are sketched, hand-sketched, rather than engineered. And they very much attempt to break the rigidity of the structure within the building to form a continuum of fluid spaces. Of course, the interiors very much, again, pay homage to French luxury, but also have this calmness and undertone that you find generally synonymous with resorts. So the use of the blue tones inspired from the Bugatti DNA, the use of the tan veneer on the walls, the use of details. You know, we really paid attention to details here, such as fluting the wood across all the wall paneling. And again, when it comes to Frenchness and details, you know, one of my favorite details is the parquetry on the floor, which follows the very French fish skin pattern. Ladies and gentlemen, the epitome of French luxury, the epitome of design and innovation, Bugatti Residences by Binghatti. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Amazing to see it finally here in front of us, at least in model form. And what we can see is that it's, like mentioned before, it's not a literal translation of Bugatti design DNA or Bugatti design elements into the building, so from a car into the building. It's tempting to translate some of the very distinct Bugatti features, like for example the front air intake, the horseshoe, which is symbolic for Bugattis for over 100 years, into a building. But that's lazy. That's too easy. We wanted rather to capture first and then transfer the Bugatti design DNA into architecture. And I think you can see that quite well translated. So all of these lines that we see also on the floor and the flying contours, the smoothness of the building, it's also representing, for example, the C line that you could see on the side of the Chiron here. What we call the C line is this swooping line that's going all across the side of a Bugatti. And you can see that not literally translated, but it's visible in the building. Our design team, and we have quite a large design team, I think over 60 people designing our new cars, are very much involved on a daily basis in designing also the building. So including our design director Achim Anscheid, who is already 20 years with Bugatti and responsible basically for the recent products in the last 20 years that you have seen, has been very involved with designing the building. Personally, I wanted to make sure that the car element is very represented. Of course, we heard about the lift. There is also a private garage, which is basically an exhibition for the visitors and for the residents of the building, where you showcase your best pieces, your automotive art that you have. And then something that was quite close to my heart and that I really love is having this exhibition space in front, which is public, so bypassers can see inside. And we will use it often for Bugatti cars, but also it can be used for other exhibitions, letting the public enjoy without entering the building. So all in all, I'm pretty proud of what we have achieved here. I think we managed to translate the Bugatti design DNA and philosophy very much into architecture. And it represents another thing that Ettore once said: nothing is too beautiful, nothing is too expensive.
Thank you very much, Matti. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope what you have witnessed today gives you a glimpse of the vision that we are on and the mission we are trying to achieve at Binghatti. And it has been an absolute pleasure to work on such a magnificent project for me personally, but more of a pleasure to share it with you. And I hope what you've seen today inspires you to appreciate all that is great in life. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you all. Good night, enjoy the rest of the night, and vive la marque!
Thank you, Mate Rimats and Mohamed Binghatti. Distinguished guests, let's have a warm round of applause for these two visionary creators. Ladies and gentlemen, this spectacular collaboration between Bugatti and Binghatti has unveiled a masterpiece that redefines luxury and design. Please mark in your calendars that the sales event of this project will start from tomorrow on the 25th of May and extend till Monday, the 29th of May, at the Bulgari Hotel and Resort in the Yacht Club Ballroom from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. We look forward to hearing you all there. Now, as we transition into the next phase of the evening, we hope you will indulge in a delightful meal, learn more about the extraordinary development, and mingle with fellow guests. But the excitement doesn't stop there. We have a special announcement to make. Live sales for the residential properties in this iconic building are now open. This is your exclusive opportunity to secure the best residences in this architectural masterpiece. Head to the designated sales area, where our expert sales team will guide you through the process, answer your questions, and assist you in making this remarkable investment. And we would also like to remind you once again to join us at the Bulgari Hotel and Resort from tomorrow, May the 25th, till Monday the 29th of May, between 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. for the sales event of this project. Thank you for being part of this monumentous occasion. Bon appetit, happy mingling, and enjoy your meal.